Well, breaking fuck the news. Multiple HBCUs across the country have been locked down due to threats. Classes have been canceled. I just watched a video of people beating up a dude at a Charlie Kirk protest. I just saw a post. Actually, I'm going to show you the post. Process and read. Pause and read, because I'm not going to leave it up here long. The writing's on the wall. There's no more fear mongering. There's no more. Fuck all that. It's happening.
Hey man, say man, what it do, man? Welcome to Freestyle Friday, man, where I'm your host, JustNatebtw, by the way. And in today's video, as y'all can see by the thumbnail, man, there have been multiple shootings, school shootings, and just massive shootings yesterday, which was September 11th, aka 9/11, as we all know in the U.S. So a lot of people haven't been talking about this, but it just happened. I believe like four HBCU colleges was on lockdown. I believe a couple other schools had school shooters, and I know in Maryland there was a school shooter yesterday at Naval Academy. But yeah, man, before we dive in, get whatever you need for this video, and we're gonna sit back, relax, and let's react.
Okay, so hold on. Now we got an active shooter at the Naval Academy. We had the active shooter the other day at the Colorado school. Now we have one at the Naval Academy. This is like an hour ago. It is September 11th at 5:04 in California right now. That's insane. Apparently, initial reports, like I said, you guys know this stuff changes a lot. Initial reports are coming in, and essentially it was, I'll put his picture up here, but a gentleman who was kicked out, allegedly for drugs, came back armed, and he's been knocking on doors in one of the dorms pretending to be a police officer or military police, and I haven't heard any reports that anyone has lost their life or even been wounded. I mean, I can't believe this is insane. This is insane. The amount of times that this crap is happening, it just blows my mind. It's sad. I hope everybody's okay. Drop a comment. What did I miss?
No, for real, man. School shootings has been coming to
Alright, check it out. If you're at the U.S. Naval Academy right now, I just got some messages from somebody that has friends there that said they've heard shots and that the suspected shooter is going door to door, knocking on it, telling them that they need to come out, and he's dressed as a police officer. Apparently, it's a midshipman who was recently separated from the academy, so, apparently he was running around Bancroft, banging on doors, telling them to come outside, dressed as police. The place is locked down. The U.S. Naval Academy is locked down right now. There's a big police presence, like a really big police presence there. So if you get knocks on your door, don't open the door. If you're in Bancroft or you're in the like whatever the barracks spot, I don't know what it looks like. I've never been inside the U.S. Naval Academy. If you're getting knocks on the door, don't answer it. I would text people, talk to people through the phone, talk to them on the phone. I would have people like send runners if you need to, but I would probably stay inside of your room until you're given the all clear to exit. That would be my suggestion, just until it's an all clear signal has been given.
Wow. Real quick, I just want to add this verse in Matthew 24, verse 12. It says, because of the increase of wickedness, the love of many will grow cold. And that's what we're seeing today. Because of the increase of wickedness and evil in the world and demonic activity, the love of many is growing cold, and people are having less love for one another. That's why we're seeing so many of these mass shootings and all this senseless killing just increasing, because people are losing love for like humanity, man, which is sad, man.
Breaking news, active shooting at the Naval Academy. We have extremely serious breaking news. Multiple victims have been reported at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. At least one person has already been medevaced from the scene. Authorities have not confirmed the status of the shooter. Early reports suggest a disgruntled midshipman may have returned to campus, going door to door, targeting individuals. Parts of the campus are on lockdown. Law enforcement is actively responding. The situation is ongoing, chaotic, and extremely dangerous. This comes just after yesterday's tragedies in Colorado and Utah, sending shockwaves across the nation. Now, fear has struck one of the most secure locations in the country, the Naval Academy. Residents of Annapolis and anyone nearby are urged to stay indoors, lock doors, and remain alert. Avoid the area until authorities give the all clear. We will continue to provide updates throughout the night as law enforcement works to secure the campus. Stay tuned, follow closely, share this information to keep people safe. This is a developing story, and we will bring you the latest updates as soon as they happen.
We have some breaking news coming out of...
So, was this a terrorist attack? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this was a terrorist attack? Because it happened on 9/11, which is crazy. That's crazy, like, for someone to do something like this on 9/11. Like, seemed like some type of terrorist attack. But I don't know, man.
And frankly, is it even news anymore? Shots fired at the University of Massachusetts on the Boston campus. Now, what we know about this is that there's a massive police response. Students are seen fleeing. Unfortunately, we're waiting for more updates because this is happening right now. It is an active situation. Obviously, this comes the day after what happened in Colorado with a mass shooting at one of their high schools, with what happened with Charlie Kirk. Then plus, there's at least 8, maybe 9 at this point, maybe more, historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, that have been on lockdown due to threats of all different types. There was also a threat called in earlier today at the DNC in Washington, D.C., which elicited a very, very large police presence in response as well. But you know what really gets me? I was in the middle of recording a good news video when this happened, something that was actually positive that happened, because I feel like we all need that for our mental health, and I will put that out there. But as soon as I'm recording it, another shooting. I got nothing. Follow if you want. I'll have updates on this as soon as we have more. I'm still following and giving you updates on the Charlie Kirk thing, on the Colorado thing. There's just a lot of shootings to keep up with.
Sad, man. Sad, man.
Breaking right now, we're getting new information. As you look live there in Annapolis, Maryland, this is the U.S. Naval Academy. There's a victim being taken out there. We are now getting word from officials there are multiple victims being assessed by emergency medical staff. One victim, at least, is being transported, and there you see it, from the Naval Academy by medevac with serious, potentially life-threatening wounds. Again, this is the U.S. Naval Academy. Early on, we had reports about it at 5:30 in the afternoon that there was a possible active shooter situation. We then had authorities saying that the Naval Academy was on lockdown, and then we had further information from sources on the ground, some of them midshipmen who had been barricaded in their hall, Bancroft Hall, that a midshipman who had been kicked out of the school had returned to campus armed with a weapon. Multiple sources were telling us that. Gunshots were heard, and then one official said the shooter is knocking on doors pretending to be a military policeman. Again, we don't have a number yet on the total number of casualties. We know one is in serious, potentially life-threatening situation, being medevac from the U.S. Naval Academy. We're going to continue to watch this.
This is so scary, yo. Like, this is why people, like, I don't care what, you should always ask for the police officer to get you their badge number and their name, because at this point, we don't know if you a real police officer or not. You can be fake. Look at all this stuff going on. This guy knocking on people's doors, acting as if he's a police officer, and the whole time he's there to kill people. Bro, this is scary, bro. If this ain't scary to you, bro, if this don't push you closer to God and closer to prayer, I don't know what will, man.
Bring the latest here on Fox News Channel.
My prayers go out to everyone at the Naval Academy. I pray that the people that were shot, the people that were traumatized by this are okay, and they get the guy who actually did this. We are in hell. I don't know how many times we have to say this. We also had top Maryland General Assembly leaders targeted today, HBCUs, Rhode Island legislators. It is madness. And this has to stop. This has to stop. But I don't even know when the right wing is calling for a war. What do they think people are going to do? This is insane.
Man, it's scary, man. But remember, this is what the Lord says in Isaiah 41, verse 10. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you in your times of trouble. So just know that. Just know that we're not alone. Just know that.
There's an active shooter today at a Naval Academy in Maryland, but a lot of misinformation was put out. There wasn't really an active shooter. That was put out because of an incident that happened when military police were investigating a credible threat on the facility. So what really happened? Now, when the media first spoke about this incident, they stated that the Naval Academy was put in lockdown because of a credible threat, but they never stated what the threat was.
Right.
However, Fox News got insight on an active shooter, and they reported on such, which led to a lot of misleading information. So what really happened was, yes, there was a person that was kicked out of the academy, and no, he did not go back into the installation to shoot people. However, he did make threats online, which is what became probable cause of a credible threat. So the base went on lockdown. So where does it come out that this active shooter was going door to door pretending to be military police? While as everybody was sheltering in place, while the shelter in place was in full effect, military police was in a specific building searching for these credible threats. When a service member thought that one of the policemen was the active shooter, pistol whipped that officer, and another officer ended up shooting that service member who pistol whipped the police officer. And that is where we got he was going door to door pretending to be military police.
Hold up. So the police officers are the active shooters in this situation? Hold up, man.
Things from. And the service member that was shot after pistol whipping a MP was the one that was medevacked out of the base. Now that photo that was circulating in emails to be aware of the service member that was kicked out of the school, that was legit, but he was never in the facility. Base officials never stated that there was an active shooter on base. It was all misinformation because of the one person that pistol whipped an MP and the other MP shot at them. And this is why Governor Westmore stated that there was never an active shooter and the credible threat was taken care of. And thus, how we got all these different stories from different places as we tried to piece what was really happening.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So in summary, what really happened? A service member that was kicked out of the Naval Academy was making threats from his house to the base. So the base decided to go on lockdown to investigate these possible threats. Somebody got scared and pulled out their weapon, even though they're not supposed to have a weapon on base, and pistol whipped an MP, then got shot and was medevaced out. And he is in stable condition. And this guy making threats has been taken care of. That is what actually happened. What a story.
Wow.
Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.
Wow. And this is why I've been saying, like, I stopped watching the news and believing what they put on the news. Because the real news to me is on TikTok nowadays. In 2025, in this year that we're living in today's date, the news, if you want the news that's what's really going on in the world, go on TikTok. I tell people this all the time. This is why they try to ban TikTok, because TikTok lets you know the truth.
Breaking news. The U.S. Naval Academy is on lockdown after a midshipman who was kicked out of the school returned to campus with a firearm, and now shots have been heard inside Bancroft Hall. Now, is this one real? Is it going to turn out to be a hoax? We don't know yet, but very likely, based on what they're saying, this one sounds like this could be a real active threat and not one of the called-in hoax ones. You know, at this point, if it wasn't so tragic and disgusting and sad, it would almost be comical at this point. How often this happens, the threats and the violence and all of it. It is just an absolutely horrific thing that we have to endure on a daily basis.
Crazy.
Anyways, I'll keep watching for updates on all the things, all the goings on that are happening. And as soon as we have more information, I'll be back to let you guys know. So, you know how it goes. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the follow button, stay updated. And I'm just tired. I'm so very tired.
Wow, man.
Seems that we were all correct. Fights are already breaking out at vigils being held for Charlie Kirk. Very much like a bunch of right-wing agitators showed up and just started causing trouble. Once again, I'd like to encourage everyone to stay safe and not give a right-winger an excuse to get behind them. Trump's statement was already condemning the radical left and assigning them responsibility for what happened to Charlie Kirk. A manhunt is currently underway for the as-yet unknown and uncaptured shooter, and they do not know who they are or why they did what they did. I was already using this to justify cracking down on any further resistance to his immigration enforcement, his judges, his pundits, his fascist regime. Ironically, is what Charlie Kirk probably would have wanted. These are the kinds of visuals that would only be attended by right-wingers though. Like, you can see there are American flags, there were chants of USA on the video, so you really got to ask what people are fighting about. Well, the same guy who refused to call the governor of Minnesota after the assassination of Melissa Hortman and her husband is talking about how political violence on the left is the worst ever. Although, whose rhetoric do you think really started this downward spiral? Hillary Clinton, or was it the guy who told everyone to fight, or they wouldn't have a country anymore? Follow some more.
Well, breaking fucking news. Multiple HBCUs across the country have been locked down due to threats. Classes have been canceled.
And that's scary, man. My baby brother go to a HBCU, man. Man, he go to Morgan State University. If you know, you know, man. That's a HBCU in Maryland, man. But it's sad that these people are talking in HBCUs, man. Like, why the black colleges? Sad, man.
A video of people beating up a dude at a Charlie Kirk protest.
Why? Because he followed Jesus.
I just saw a post. Actually, I'm going to show you the post. Process and read. Pause and read, because I'm not going to leave it up here long. The writing's on the wall. There's no more fear-mongering. There's no more fuck all that. It's happening. The racial divide.
It's happening. It's happening. Matthew 24:12. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of many is grown cold. That's what's happening right now in our eyes. That's what we see.
It's happening.
Wickedness and cold-hearted people.
It's only going to get worse. Welcome to the Fourth Reich.
Sad, man. We're really in the end times, man. Jesus is soon to come back.
A video has surfaced that fully shows the shooter that was on the building running after having shot Charlie. So originally this...
And then why do this keep being a trend also? We keep... Every time a assassination happened or something, they always got video of the person who did it. Like, bro, why couldn't y'all stop this if y'all have it on video? You see the guy in action. That means take action.
You guys noticed that there was something strange on the roof? I posted about this earlier where they actually saw him getting into position and crouching. And people weren't 100% sure that this was accurate just yet because there was no movement. This was right after the shooting. Everybody's ducking, but if you look closely, here you can see him actually running after firing. If you look closely at the beginning, you can even see him holding the rifle. Here's a better look at what we're talking about. It looks as though he might be throwing the weapon onto his back as he makes his escape. And here's a completely different angle of that we can see him laying on top of this roof right before he takes his shot. Now, this is not a political event, so somebody being on the roof, not that it's common. It's just that Charlie doesn't have a team of Secret Service members.
I don't care what nobody say, man. Creating guns and putting them out to the public was the worst. Had to been like the worst idea, man. Like, for real. Like, to give people the power to take life, man, had to been the worst idea, man. Not saying you can take lives without a gun, but, man, a gun just makes it 10 times easier to take a life, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, the devil is working full time down here on this earth, man.
Looking out for something like this. To me, this is truly shocking footage. But what do you guys think about this?
Think about it. If it was no guns in this world, if nobody had guns, think about how many people would still be living. Think about how many problems would be solved and wouldn't go to 10. You know, think about if problems wasn't up and stuck. As Cardi B said, you shouldn't be listening to Cardi B. I don't care what nobody say. If you're a Christian, cut it off. Cut off all that stuff. All that demonic stuff, man. It's affecting our spirits.
We have extremely serious breaking news at this hour. We have confirmation that there are multiple victims at the active shooting situation at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. At least one person has been medevaced from the Naval Academy. At this time, we don't know what the status is of the person responsible for this horrific act, whether they have been in custody or elsewhere. What we do know is that this was likely a disgruntled midshipman who came back onto the campus and began going door to door looking for individuals.
So this is like the same thing that happened not a couple weeks ago at the Catholic Church. A returning student came back.
And as a result, there are multiple victims at this hour. This is a very serious situation. Coming on the heels of what we saw yesterday in Colorado, what we saw yesterday in Utah. Now we have another active shooting situation now in Maryland, in one of the most highly guarded areas in the entire country. The Naval Academy. It's just a horrific situation. I will continue providing updates throughout the night. So spread the word so more people are aware, especially those in Annapolis. Follow along for all the news you know about more to come soon.
Or 9/11.
This is everything that just happened on the news today, but I'm going to simplify it for you in 60 seconds. NASA has just found the strongest evidence of life on Mars yet. Okay, so this rock that was just drilled by the Perseverance rover is now showing textures and minerals that on Earth often come from microbes, which is obviously life. The only thing that experts are saying about this right now is that they need to bring it back to Earth to do proper lab tests. Uber is now planning to let customers book helicopter rides through their app. So Uber just announced their plans to let customers book helicopter rides directly through the app so they can expand into premium travel options.
You can book a helicopter ride on Uber now? That's wild. That's crazy. That's lit though. Like, man, I would love to ride a helicopter, but at the same time, is it safe? I don't know.
That this would offer a faster way to bypass traffic in major cities. Dude, imagine taking a helicopter to go to Taco Bell. This new study is now showing that making your bed actually makes you 206% more likely to become a millionaire. So they're saying that if you're somebody that makes your bed in the morning, it actually shifts your mindset. It sets the tone for discipline, follow through, and a get-it-done sort of attitude that would carry on to possibly make you a millionaire. This photographer just captured a stunning photo of a volcano that looks like an eye. So they're saying that this photographer's image is now officially.
Wow, look at that, man. That's a beautiful sighting, though. Like the eye of Jesus. You know, the Bible say Jesus got eyes of fire, fireball eyes or something like that. It's crazy.
Been named the Photographer of the Year in 2024 in an international contest. The photo of this volcano was actually taken in Iceland, but it literally does look like an eyeball. I give you these news roundups every day, so make sure you add me and come back to me tomorrow.
Dang, man, what a beautiful sighting, man.
We have an important update about the Naval Academy lockdown and potential active shooters. So according to Governor Wes Moore, there is no threat anymore at the Naval Academy, thankfully, that the midshipman who was injured was likely due to an accidental discharge. Now, why it was reported as an active shooter by Fox News first, that's unclear. There's also an email now circulating confirming Governor Moore, former naval officer, at the Academy. One midshipman is injured at this hour, according to all reports, but it looks as though the threat is in the clear. Thankfully. Now, in other news, Charlie Kirk shooter is still out on the run. There's still a manhunt. CBS reported that law enforcement had his name, but now local police saying they don't actually have his name. There's a bit of a misconnect there. Lots of misinformation flying around literally everywhere. But overall, still a very serious and very tragic day for our country today. Multiple bomb hoaxes and threats. Now this active shooter possibility. Spread the word, and I'll provide you updates every step of the way, so follow along for more to come soon.
Wow, man. Wow. As y'all can see, man, a lot done happened, man, within the last 48 hours, man. As y'all can see, man, multiple mass shootings, man. Things that people need to be aware of, man, that the news are not giving us accurate information. That is not good. It's just a lot going on, man. This is why we need to stay prayed up and always keep God first, man. If you like this video, man, give this video a thumbs up, man. Enjoy your day, man. Remember, God bless. I see y'all in the next one, man. Happy Friday, man. We out.